All right, so we're solving inequalities, okay? This is where you graph a line and then you're going to, if you're just looking at one variable, you're just going to do a line graph, right? And then if you're looking at two, you're going to do shading. And you can draw pictures and stuff. Okay, so in the real world, bumper cars, you must be at least 130 centimeters tall to ride the bumper cars. All right, everyone look at this. Do you agree this is how you would represent this?
No,
Why?
because you have to be 130,
Right,
and it's not facing the 130.
right. If it were facing the 130, what is not facing?
The mouth.
Okay, the big part.
Yeah.
What you would say is that however tall you are has to be less than or equal to, if you're doing it with the mouth facing the 130. I don't know what else. What else do they call that? Alligators. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so if whatever is bigger, that mouth is facing that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know that's why I said it would be facing.
All right, this is an inequality mathematical sentence. Isn't that fun? We're doing English and math. All right, so the solution of an inequality is the set of numbers that you can substitute into that to make the variable, to make everything true, to make that sentence true. Okay, so what numbers make that sentence true? H greater than 130. 131. Anything above 130.5, make that true, right? Anything above. All right. So this is how you graph inequalities, right? X less than 2. This less than without that equal sign on the bottom means that this little circle that you make is going to be open. It's just going to be a circle. If X is less than or equal to, then you're going to fill in that circle. X greater than 0, circle, and it's going to all the numbers that are greater than. All right, any questions about that? What about this one? Open circle or closed circle? Closed circle. I don't know. Kaylin is asking if the little microphone is supposed to come up. No, it's not. Okay, so it's going to be a closed circle. Which way is it going to go? Is it going to go to the left or is it going to go to the right? Thinking that the 2 is right in front of you, or negative 2. To the right. Oops, I went too fast. There we go. Okay. All right. Do another quick example. Okay. Write the inequality. D minus 2 is less than or equal to 1. What is D? Guys, we have 30 minutes. I need everyone.
You do negative.
Okay, if you don't want to type it in, you better be talking to me. And if you're not going to talk to me, I'm okay with that, but you have to type. Okay? All right, got some answers. Got one answer. Got 2 answers. Now you can't really make that. Oh yeah, you can. There's your, right above the comma and the period, there's the less than and greater than. We're going to add 2 to both sides. This is doing it the long way, right? Hopefully you guys could kind of do this in your head, that you don't have to write out every step. But if you can't, writing out the steps is perfectly fine. All right, now we're going to graph. This one says to use a closed dot. Does everyone agree? Okay. Which way? It says, oh, it already tells us. Never mind. And we're going to the left. Check your answers. Put a number that is on that line in there to see if it works. And quite frankly, yes. Romel, if you have a question and if I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. Type it in the box. Okay.
Do that.
Gentlemen. All right. So the reason that you want to check, it's not very important. I mean, you can kind of see how things are going with just a line graph. But when it comes time to put it on a coordinate system, it's a little more difficult to decide which way you want to shade, either above or below. All right. We're going to graph and write this inequality. I don't know if she can hear me. So go ahead, you guys work on it. Got a couple answers, excellent. Okay, let's see. Going to subtract 5 from both sides. We're going to get y is less than 8. Then we're going to graph it. It's going to be an open circle because there is no equal sign on the bottom. And we're going to the left. And we can check it. All right. Hopefully I don't have like a million of these. What do you want to do here? Someone tell me what to do first. Add 3. Then what? Then solve it or simplify it, okay? So how am I going to graph this? Open circle or closed circle? Closed circle. Do you see why? The line under that inequality sign makes it a closed circle. All right, which way am I going to go? Am I going to go to the left or to the right of -2? To the right. I'm going to go to the bigger numbers. Bless you. All right. All right, we're going to... Okay, I'm going to assume that you guys know how to solve these because I want to get to the graphing part. All right, ready for the fun stuff? We're going to graph on a coordinate system. Now, your equations can be in this form. They can be in y equals form. Well, what is this form called? What is the name for this form? These are all linear, yes. But there's a specific name for equations written in this form. What is that called? We had 3 forms. What were the 3 forms? Y-intercept, okay. Slope-intercept, that's right. That's one. Slope-intercept. Y is equal to mx plus b, that's slope-intercept. Yes, Ramel, yes. What else? 2 more. And starts with an S. Come on, guys, what is it? How about standard? Standard form. Okay, this is in standard form. Ax plus by equal to c is standard form. Y equals mx plus b is slope intercept. And what's the other form? To write the other form, you need a point. Come on. Point slope, yes, point slope. Those are the three forms. Slope intercept, point slope, and standard form. Thank you. Okay. An ordered pair is written as xy, all right? And that's how you're going to write your solutions. And obviously for most of these, it's going to be a whole big bunch, and we'll show you. Okay, so in this particular case, which particular, oh, and I didn't do this problem, so you guys all do this for me. Which one is going to be a solution to this graph? I'll give you guys just a couple minutes to do this. Which one is going to be a solution? Did you do that in your head? Okay.
I'm like 2 weeks behind. I'm like 3 to 4 weeks behind. So I don't know.
Okay. Remember, we want the left side to be less than 6. Okay, so I've got Elliot says C. Ashley said D. Jenna says something. Ryan said D. Okay, so we get a bunch of C's and D's. So let's put in C. All right? Let me see if I can write this. Oh, it's not letting me. Nope, you can't do it. Okay, I'm going to draw with it. This is going to be fun. All right, so let's try C. 5, ooh, nice, times 1. That's a times sign, minus 2, God, times negative 2. Okay, so let's do that. 5 times 1 is what?
5.
Minus 2 times 2? 4. So is 1 less than 6? So C is a good answer. Let's try D, just to see if this one works. Oh, it does work, okay. So how about 5 times 3 minus 2 times 3? Is that less than or equal to 6? No, so the correct answer was C. Good guess. Or good math skills. Sorry. Huh? You thought A? Let's try A. So we want, let's try A. 5 times 0 minus 2 times negative 3. Is this less than or equal to 6? It is, right? Because it equals 6. 6 equals 6. So both of those are the right answer. Good. All right. So when you graph a linear inequality, the graph is all the sets in the coordinate plane that represent the solution. And we represent the boundary lines of the inequality by drawing the function representing the inequality. Bunch of words, and all that means is what you're going to do is graph the line, and once you graph the line, you're going to shade either above or below. All right, so one of the things that you need to remember is that if you have that equal sign, you're going to draw a solid line. And if you do not have the equal sign, the line that you're going to draw is going to be a dashed line. Then you're going to shade either above the line or below the line. Okay, so remember that these are going to be solid if they're equal to, they're dashed if they're not equal to. And the test point is not on the boundary line, all right? And always the easiest point to use as your test point is what? If you're looking at a coordinate plane, what is the easiest coordinate set of points? 0, 0. That is always the easiest point. All right. So if the test point is a solution, it's true, and that's the side that you shade. All right, and if it's false, then you shade on the other side. Does that make sense? Now, before we go on, test points are always good, but if you have something that looks like y is less than, anybody know, just off the top of your head, which side you think you're going to shade? Less than, below. There's really, unless it's like y is less than 3, but if it's y is less than x plus 2, you're going to shade below. Does that make sense? Okay, knowing that, what about greater than?
Above.
Above. Okay, make sense? And if you have, what if you have x equals something? How about x is greater than some number? Which side am I going to shade? The right, the left, or the right? If it's greater than, you're going to shade the right. Think about just, all you have to do really is look at the graph, and this will be pretty obvious. Less than, left. Okay, so these things, then you really, if you don't have time for some reason for a test point, that is pretty gonna do it for you. So now we have x is less than or equal to 4. What kind of line do we got? Yep. Okay, there we go. That's what our line looks like. It's a vertical line. Any x equal line is vertical. And we're shading to the left. All right, does that make sense? Let's try again. Now, you can do one of two things with this one. You can find the zeros and then graph it, or you can put it in y equals form and put it on your calculator and graph it. It doesn't matter which one you do, okay? What I want you to do is to make it easy on yourself and then see if you can actually solve the problem. Does that make sense to everybody, what I said? Okay. So in this particular case, I truly find it easier just to find the zeros. So you make x 0, solve for y, make y 0, solve for x. Okay, there's my 2 points. How many lines do you need for, or how many lines? How many points do you need for a line? Just 2. And that'll, okay, drive me crazy. Oh, solid or dashed, sorry. It's dashed, right? Because there is no equal sign under there. And test point, put in 0, 0. Is that going to be less than, or I'm sorry, greater than 12?
No.
Less than. Right. So what does that mean? 0, 0 is not true. Which way are we going to shade? Above or below? If it's not true, we're going to shade below. Okay? Make sense? Yes? Okay. So what if we have this kind of graph? If I put in 0 for x, what do I get for y? 0, right? So what we have is a line that's going through our 0, 0 point. So we need to use something different. And again, use the easiest point that you can. What would be an easy point here? 1, 1, right? x1, y1. So if I say, is 1 less than 2/5? No, it is not. So which side am I going to shade, above or below? Below. Two things you can see here. We did a test point, and the test point was above the line, but the other thing is you can see how it is in this y less than form. And remember what we said. Because of this, it means that we're going to shade below. Our test point worked for us, but if we were being lazy, we could, oh, that's not your assignment. Your assignment is your lessons. That's it, guys. Anybody got questions?
No, man.
Anybody gonna get caught up?
Yes.
Yes. Everybody. All righty, guys. Thank you so much for coming. If you have no questions, you are good to go. That was quick. Yay.